Forget everything you think you know from high school English class. What if I told you that one of Shakespeare's most famous plays isn't just a piece of literature, but it's actually a 400-year-old playbook for political strategy, for public relations, and for the ruthless art of building a leader from scratch? Okay, let's get into it. It's a question that's like everywhere, right? It echoes through history. Leaders, nations, everyone's wrestled with it. What's the magic formula? Do you find someone who's just naturally charismatic? Someone born for the job? Or maybe, just maybe, it's about finding someone with pure, unshakable honor. Well, Shakespeare's answer, tucked away inside Henry IV Part 1, is way more radical and honestly, way more modern. He basically argues that the best leaders aren't just found, they are built, carefully, strategically, even ruthlessly. And in this story, Prince Hal is the master architect of his own path to power. Now, to really appreciate Hal's genius, we first have to understand the absolute mess he's supposed to inherit. See, his father, King Henry IV, isn't on some stable, comfortable throne. No, he is sitting on a political powder keg, and the fuse is lit. The whole kingdom is just coming apart at the seams. First off, a lot of people think the king's reign is illegitimate. He's haunted by the ghost of the king he deposed to get there. On top of that, the super powerful Percy family is in open rebellion, and we're talking about the brink of a massive civil war. You've got these two worlds clashing, the stuffy, rigid royal court and the wild, anything-goes tavern. It's becoming crystal clear that the old ways, this medieval code of chivalry, it just isn't cutting it anymore. The kingdom is desperate for something new. So into this chaos, Shakespeare gives us two totally competing ideas about how to live, how to lead, and it's all wrapped up in two incredible characters. It really becomes a fight over what the word honor even means. Okay, on one side, you've got this guy, Hotspur. For him, honor is everything. It's the sacred prize you win on the battlefield through pure, almost crazy bravery. It's the classic old-school knight in shining armor ideal. Then, on the complete other end of the spectrum, there's Sir John Falstaff. To Falstaff, honor is a joke. It's just a word, a puff of air. I mean, what good is glory if you're 6 feet under? His view is cynical, it's practical, and it is all about one thing: surviving. And Shakespeare shows us that both of these extremes, they're dead ends for any leader trying to actually rule in a complicated, changing world. And this line, man, it just perfectly sums up Falstaff's entire philosophy. He's on the battlefield, he's about to die, and he asks himself this question. And his answer? It's just a word. It can't set a broken leg, it can't take away the pain of a wound, so why on earth would you die for it? It's a stunningly practical and deeply cynical point of view. So here's the million-dollar question, right? If Hotspur's brand of blind idealism just gets you killed, and Falstaff's cynicism means you'll never be great, what's left? Where does that leave a future king? There's gotta be a third way, and that third way is Prince Hal. And this is where Prince Hal comes in. While everyone else, including his own father, sees this slacker prince just wasting his life away in bars with thieves and lowlifes, they're completely missing the game he's playing. This isn't some youthful rebellion. No, this is a calculated apprenticeship in how power really works. Hal's strategy is like something straight out of Machiavelli, broken down into 4 brilliant steps. Step 1, immersion. You go live among the common people to learn how they talk, how they think, what makes them tick. Step 2, performance. You act like a total screw-up to lower everyone's expectations of you to 0. Step 3, reformation. When the moment is just right, you stage this dramatic, miraculous comeback. And finally, step 4, branding. You use that incredible story to cement your image as a leader who gets all of his people, from the highest lord to the lowest peasant. Now, Hal's most powerful weapon in this whole scheme, it isn't a sword, it's his voice. He understands that power is all about perception, and he can change the way he talks like he's changing his clothes, perfectly tailoring his persona for any audience. Think about it. Hal basically has 2 different modes. When he's in the tavern, he speaks in this raw, gritty prose. He picks up the slang, he gets the jokes, he fits right in. But he's not just hanging out. He's gathering intelligence, acting like a kind of cultural anthropologist. But the second he steps back into the court, his language completely transforms. He switches to that formal, rhythmic verse you probably think of when you hear Shakespeare, and that signals to everyone that he's back, he's serious, and he's in charge. This ability to code switch is his absolute superpower. And if you have any doubt that this was all just a big, calculated plan, here's the smoking gun. Early in the play, Hal is alone on stage and he just lays it all out for us. He says, "I know who these tavern buddies are, and I'm just playing along with this loose behavior for now." He spells out that when he finally reveals his true self, his reformation will shine so much brighter against the backdrop of the bad reputation he's building right now. It's cold, it's calculating, and it is pure political genius. So Hal's whole plan reaches its climax at the Battle of Shrewsbury. But listen, this is so much more than just a battle for the kingdom. This is the final act in his grand performance of becoming a king. The battlefield is his stage. Now get this, during the actual battle, King Henry has at least 4 other noblemen dress up in his exact royal armor to act as decoys. Just think about what that means for a second. If anybody can just put on the king's clothes, then being the king is really just an act, isn't it? Authority is a costume. The entire battle just becomes this giant piece of theater. You've got the royal decoys proving that kingship is a role you play. Then you've got Falstaff, who literally fakes his own death to survive, which is this perfect, hilarious jab at Hotspur's ideal of noble sacrifice. And then, in a total masterstroke, after Hal himself takes down the legendary warrior Hotspur, he lets the resurrected Falstaff take the credit for the kill. Why would he do that? Because Hal doesn't need the glory for one kill. He's already won the real prize, the crown. So this brings us right back to the central question of the entire play. If kinship is just an illusion, if authority is a performance, then who actually gets to wear the crown? And the answer is pretty clear. The winner isn't the guy with the most honor, like Hotspur. Nope. The victor is the best actor. Hal wins because he has absolutely mastered the art of the mask. He can play the delinquent, the soldier, the son, and the king, and he makes every single one of those performances completely convincing. So it's really crucial to see that the end of this play is about so much more than just one side winning a fight. What we're actually witnessing is the successful end of Hal's entire project. He has killed off his wild past, he's absorbed the military street cred of his rivals, and he has created a brand new, modern kind of leader, a political icon built from the ground up through strategy and performance. Ultimately, this is Shakespeare's chilling lesson on power. To save a kingdom, to build a legacy, a leader needs more than just a birthright. They need blood, they need incredible rhetoric, and maybe most disturbingly, they need to be willing to make a calculated sacrifice of their own humanity. And that leaves us with one last question. Is the crown really worth the cost?